Good evening. Happy Thursday. Today I will bring on my new interviewer, which is Brother Shabazz. He's from New York, Harlem. They call him the AKA OG Bezo, Big Ankle, Big Anky in the big building of Muslim militant. And you have heard him sing, you heard him rap. He does everything that you need to do. Um, Anything far as the activist, a brother to his own community, bringing out to other cross countries and throughout the whole United States. He was a Peace Stone black brother, a Muslim brother, you name it. So as I'm waiting here, I wanted to see who all gonna come on. Give me 1 second. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm doing something I ain't got no business doing. Just bang my foot. Oh my goodness, that hurt. So, as I'm waiting, I wanted to say make sure you like, subscribe, comment onto my YouTube page if you haven't done so. I have Brother Shabazz Wahliumar, and like I say, he's an activist in the community. He was a P Blackstone Peace Black Peace Stone. We'll find out what that is. Some of you all do know, some of us don't know. So he'll let us know what that is all about. He's a originator beat ball. That's what we call it back in the days. Um, Beatboxing, rap artist, he does a whole lot. And he did a lot of dope stuff with a lot of dope people. So we're going to go ahead and see what he has to say. Let me see if he's on here yet. Uh-uh. No, he's not. So let me tell you this before we end. Before we get started. Positive mind, positive energy. Don't let no one take your joy away. Um, People out here on these streets doing all kinds of wrong things to people. Stop it because it's making you look bad. Like I always say, positive mind, positive energy. Don't let anyone take your joy away from you. Um, this brother that I'm about to bring on, he's an Islam brother, Masonic brother. Um, Once again, Black Peace Stone. So we'll find out what's a Black Peace Stone just for us doesn't know. Find out, how he became a Black Peace Stone and how he became a Muslim afterwards. He's also has so many things that he's doing right now, so many projects. He even have a book out probably. We'll find that out. Well, I know he told me he'll let you all know if he's doing a book or not, but I know what he has told me and what I have studied about him. But as we're waiting, anybody have any questions for me? If so, please do so. Okay. I am here. I am back. I'm sorry I had to make a call to make sure Brother Shabazz is coming. And yes, he will be here, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Um, like I said, Brother Shabazz was a Black Peace song, and he was also became a Muslim right after. So we'll find out how old he was when he became a P Black song and how old he was when he was a Muslim. So, still waiting on Mr. Brother Shabazz. Still waiting. So he haven't came yet. So if there are any questions that you need to ask me or you need to talk about, I'm here to talk about it. If not, then we'll just wait on Brother Shabazz and I'll still talking while we waiting on him. Um, but other than that, this Chris Rock and Will Smith has been getting outrageous here lately. I believe some people is taking it too far out on the stream. Yes, it's all funny in the beginning, but it's not funny at all. When you have people big like Will Smith and Chris Rock, it's nothing funny. I felt like the writers, this is not Will Smith's fault, and it's definitely not Chris's fault. We all know that. But for Will taking it out in his hands and out of proportion, um, it's sad to me as a Black African American people. You already going through enough. Why give the people something to talk about? And that's what Brother Shabazz is also going to be here to talk about as well. It's not right. It's not fair that we have to tear each other down bad enough. We do it in our own community. Why should we do something like that in public? You know, um, Oscars awards is not really made for African Americans, but we have to thank a lot of people who brought us to the Black African American Oscars, like Denzel Washington, Whoopi Goldberg. Um, I wanted to say Viola Davis, Viola Davis. Viola Davis is one queen, beautiful Black African American woman that we have in as an actress, and for them to see that in real life or what Will Smith did, we can't allow nobody to take our joy away, especially our character. And I don't care who that regards to it. Once we in the spotlight, that's it. We are in the spotlight. We don't let anybody take our character away. And that's facts. That's real facts. You know, um, do we think that Will Smith was in fault? Yes, because he should not got up and handled the situation in public view. The way he should have handled was take Chris in the back of the stage, have a talk with him, make him apologize. That's it. That's it. That's all we can do. If Will Smith took that out of proportion, what is he sending to our youth? What kind of message is he sending to the people, the public at all costs? It's okay to smack somebody in public like that? No. And especially thousands of people watching. It's not right and it's definitely not fair. Um, like I said, it's so much that we need to fix, especially within ourselves. We are already going through chaotic as it is and all the shenanigans we're going through. But I can't linger on this any more longer because everybody else is too. But what I'm trying to tell you, regardless if you're famous, celebrity, superstar, human being, period, we don't need to we don't need to have that spotlight of fighting and violence. is the key word to all of us. Why we need a balance to solve anything. Why do you all think balance is the main key to have an answer to? No, because what you do, karma is gonna come back and bite you in the butt tail. So karma is there. You don't have to worry about what somebody said. You don't have to worry about what somebody did. If karma's already in the making, let karma be. Let God handle it. Let the universe handle it, not human beings. That's violence is not the answer to anything. And smacking is part of violence. It's a domestic abuse. You don't even have to be in a relationship for being in a domestic abuse. So it's a breather. It really is. And I think all of us in the universe need to take a deep breath and saw that out. Because wrong is wrong, right is right. We cannot go back in and have the time to fix it neither. So whatever they decide to do with Will, whatever they decide to do with Chris, prayers up going to both of you guys. Because not only the world watched it, but the children was watching it too. So if your kids are involved in this, what do you think they're saying in the back of their head? Oh, if my daddy did this, it's okay to do it. No, it's not okay. It never be okay. Never be okay to hit anybody. Never be okay to condone violence. But other than that, that's the last piece I have to say about that. But as we wait, I'm waiting on Brother Shabazz to come from Harlem, New York, all the way down to Chicago. Um, AKA OG Basil, Big Enki in the building, a Muslim militant. You have seen him. If you have not followed him, please go follow Brother Shabazz. It's ShabazzzWahliumar. You can find him on YouTube. You can find him on Instagram, Facebook. You can follow him. He's gonna give you all the insight, the information where you can follow him too. But what I'm following him is on Facebook and on Instagram. Well, my old Facebook and my new Instagram. And I'm just waiting. We're gonna sit back and we're just gonna wait. And if you want to chitty chat, please do so. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share to Ray, Pookie, and Vandisha because they need to know too. Um, I know. It's I wanted to say shout out to Michael Kyer who actually got me into this podcast, public speaking. And on top of that, my first year anniversary is in the month of April. April 15th is where I'm going to celebrate. And I will have a lineup that has already been booked, but some of them aren't. But I'm just sitting back and waiting to see what's going to happen. Yes, I do have Mark Wahlberg coming to my podcast soon. And I'm praying that I have him in the month of April. I'm trying to do a whole full week of the month of April for my podcast interview. With the Lord be willing. Um, what else can I say? Like I said before, and I'm gonna say this time and time again, because I know this question's gonna ask, when will I have Michael Kyer again? Well, let's see. Hopefully soon. Hopefully I can get Michael Kaya in the month of April for my first year anniversary. That would be a good excitement and everything. So, let's see. I'll probably bring David back. I heard David doing big things and shout out to David Ford. David Ford, we prayers are still up towards David Ford. DJ Nigga Dave, he's doing big things that is all of us are so happy about Ashley. I'm so proud of Miss Ashley, Queen, Queen, Persian Black Queen. She's doing some acting now, stage playing, and Buddy Love, but Buddy Lewis. I'm sorry, Buddy Lewis. I always call him Buddy Love, but Buddy Lewis. He's out here in Chicago. Saturday, I will be getting a chance to see him. Um, Buddy Lewis is one of the amazing actor. He played in a lot of movies too, and I'm trying to get Buddy Love on my podcast. Hopefully, prayfully, I'm praying that I can. I hope I will see him on Saturday. So if I can meet up with Buddy Lewis and ask him, is it okay for me to do a podcast interview with him? And if you give me the okie doke, and there we have it. I'm still waiting on my special guest. I don't know, see him right now. So let me see if I can. You told me give him a few minutes, and I am giving him a few minutes. Hmm. Okay, I'm still gonna wait until he gets on here. Hopefully he can. I see it's just only two people. Was three people on here now. It's two. So please, if you have any questions, feel free, feel free to come and answer some questions. Oh, by the way, I do have a special guest coming in April. Big Jig. You all probably seen him on my first podcast interview. Well, I'm bringing him back as well. I'm bringing my godfather, Silver Fox, back on to my podcast interview because he's doing a lot of touring now. So we're going to find out about the tours and find out what big music he got going on for us to listen to for the young people so he can, so they can listen to. Um, I have Char Town. Oh my God, she is such a queen, beautiful queen at that. Shar, so much this sister is doing tomorrow. I will be doing another live tomorrow, April 1st. I have her the first month of April, along with my first my first year anniversary of my podcast. So Town Entertainment, it will be talking about her book, just on just only one thing, and we need to find out how can we get her book, you know, you have it shipped out and everything to you all if you all pay for it, or I may do a winning draw for the first time for first year for my first anniversary. Excuse me. So we're just gonna sit back, kick our feet up, and let's see what he has to say. My guess is not on his way just yet. He is coming though. I did spoke with him. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can bring some more people on. Hold on one second. Give me a minute. Don't go nowhere. Please do not go nowhere. I'm just only trying to um share the link once again. Okay, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I just had a phone call with Brother Shabazz. He is on his way. Um, for those who just tuning in, Brother Shabazz is from Harlem, New York. He was a black, he was a stone, black peace stone. I'm sorry, black peace stone. And not only that, they call him OG Basil Big Anki in the building of Muslim militants, and he loved to sing and rap. So we'll find that out and many more. Um, I have to say one thing. I had to, when I had a phone call, I had hopped on Instagram, and I'm praying that the Collier clan could come together without any fussing and arguing or fighting. Um, this is a respectful show. So if you come on here and being disrespectful, you will be blocked. Um, that's something that I can't handle, but I can only could tell you guys you have to keep it peaceful when you in somebody's circle. And if you're not gonna keep it peaceful, then you have to remove yourself from other people. Um, but this is not the show that you want to be disrespect on. This is like a family show. Keep your problems within yourself. If you come on to my podcast interview, you will be blocked. Um, this is not that. This is not that. Um, so we're going to be respect towards each other. We have to be respectful. And us as a African American people, that's something that we don't know how to do. Be respectful towards each other. So if you're going to come on my podcast and you're going to be disrespected to people, um, that's not going to happen on here because I will be blocking. And I don't mind blocking. Excuse me one moment. This is Brother Shabazz right now. And I'm back. But yes, so Brother Shabazz is on his way. Um, oh, let me see something. Hey, Maurice, how are you? I know. I'm trying to get on a chat live with you. I don't know how to do it. This is my first time. Oh, Walter, thank you for tuning in, and I do apologize for that. But you could chat on here. Um, I just sent you the link. Okay. Did you look in your chat message? Because I did send you one on through your message, so when you pull it up, it should automatically pull up. Yes. See if you could do that. Okay. Presence now. Yes, Lord. Okay. Okay. Let me see. All right. So what I did is I sent out the link to um I did send out the link to I do apologize. I just sent out the link to Brother Shabazz, so hopefully he could come on. Um he's having a difficulty time to get on. So just type in your questions if you have any questions about Brother Shabazz. Once again, he's from Harlem. He's also a Black Peace Stone Ranger. And not only that, he also became, after he became a Peace Stone, Black Peace Stone, he became a, sorry, let me collect my mind, my thoughts, my mentality, a Muslim brother. So you have to forgive me right now. My mind is so focused on this interview, and I just had to tell them, just come on, click on it, and you'll come on through. Um, but yes, it's so much things that's going on in this world. We need to stop beefing. Mainly, we need to stop. We need to stop because right now, beefing one another is not the answer. You have to control the attitude, the mind, and your spirit can woosah it out. That's the song. We don't know how to woosah no more. Take a deep breath in and woosah. Once again, this is how you woosah. Take a deep breath in. No! That. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. My phone dropped. My device just dropped. Take a deep breath and go, whoosa. That's it. Whoosa. That's all we got to do. And if you can't do that, go count. Go stand in the corner and count. We all need to know how to count. Count to 10, count to 20, count to 100. Matter of fact, count to 300. And if you don't know how to count to 300, something wrong. Because I learned that in first grade. Yes, you got to learn how to count to 300 and who saw it out. I mean, if you got to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, you're still counting. So if you got to count through the tens or count through the fives and count by ones, hey, count it out and go whoosah. Okay, collect your mind, collect your body, collect the universe of your soul. And that's something we don't do. We don't even know how to do that no more. And I'm this world is gonna, I feel sorry for the next generation. I feel sorry for them because they're gonna be lost, you know? So as I'm sitting by waiting and hopefully he'll come on, I'm giving him a whole hour so he can come on. Walking a dog is not easy. It's just like a child. It's just like a child. I'm looking back because my dog and my cat in the same room, and my cat doesn't like him too well. I mean, they're not very good friends right now. You know, my dog, if my dog see my cat get on top of their toy or their chair, he gets right now and go to the other room, or he'll come underneath me. And I'm praying that he doesn't come underneath me while I'm on this live. Um, Give me 1 second, guys. Don't go nowhere. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you comment. Give me 5 minutes. Five, that's all I need. Okay, I'm back. Yay, Brother Shabazz is here. So now let me introduce to him right quick, right now. Brother Shabazz, New York Harlem, aka OG Bazar, aka Big Anki, in the building of the Muslim military. So, bringing you all, here he is. Hi,
Okay.
Brother Shabazz. How are you? How
I'm
you
all right. Can't
feeling? How
complain
you
though.
feeling?
I'm
I'm
good. I'm good.
sorry, Brother
Alhamdulillah. I'm
me
good.
had to step out. I thought I had to give you a phone call. Yes.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I'm
okay,
sorry for the delay, though. I'm sorry
I
for the delay
know.
though.
I trust me, I understand it because trust me, I understand it. I have a dog of my own. So believe me, for one animal mom to the father, trust me, I understand. Hush him out. Sorry about that. But yes.
No problem.
So let's get down to the nitty gritty with Brother Shabazz, everybody. Give him a warm welcome hand. Now,
Say no more.
aka OG Bazaar. Bezo,
No, no, no.
Bezo, Bezo.
I'll say it right. Shabazz Wahliumar El Bey, aka OG Bazo, better known as Bazo. Big Aki in the building. Muslim militant, for real. Almighty Black Peace Stone Nation, Ranger Muslim member, BPSM, Black Peace Stone Muslim, for life.
Yes, and all of that. Original a beatball. Well, you all don't know about it, Brother Shabazz. He also rap. The brother got a voice. He could sign. He could sign, guys. He
Yeah.
could sign. So let's get into this here Black Peace song.
Okay.
It's been in a decade for
Well,
3 years, a decade under the umbrella of Jeff Ford.
yeah, yeah. I've been I've been Peace Stone since 9/5, but I was already a Muslim already. I took my Shahada first.
Okay. And what age?
Then after I took 23.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
I was 23 when I came in.
Okay.
Uh
And when you was a peace song, black peace song. Let me get it correct. Black peace song. What age did you do that?
yeah, 23.
Oh, okay. So that's
What
okay.
happened what happened was I became Muslim first around I
Okay.
think it was around June, no, around June of 95 first, I became
Uh-huh.
Muslim, and then maybe like a couple of weeks down the line, an OG from where I'm from told me that he has a friend from Chicago named Melvin Foote. I didn't know what his Prince name was at first. So
Uh-huh.
when he told me to meet him at his bar, which he still owns to this day. And I came down there because I came down there, see what's what, and I see this light skinned dude with glasses on, and he was wearing Almighty Black Peace Stone Nation patches and all that, so I already know what was going on. So he introduced me to Melvin Foote, and after we got to know each other a little bit, he gave me his name as a stone, which is Prince Abdullah Ali Kaba, rest in peace. Passed away last year. All of a sudden, I didn't even know. And around that time, T. Rogers passed away too. I knew both of them. T.
Right.
Rogers been up here quite a few times. T. Rogers been up here quite a few times. And
Wow.
then maybe a week after I spoke and kicked it with Prince Abdullah Ali Kaba, he brought me the lessons. He mailed me the lessons. He mailed me the medallion, the button, and the pin that represents the nation or whatever. I'm wearing it on my shirt on my shirt right here. That's one.
Yes.
That's one of them. And
Okay.
then I got the button on one of my jackets outside in my living room. And then and then I got well, my chain is broke, so I have to that's one. Oh my God, that's one of them.
There you go. Right there. Okay. I see the Almighty, and it got the peace sign on there. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when I took my shahada, I got this one.
Wow. Wow. That is
That's a law's
beautiful.
name.
That is
Yeah.
beautiful. That's a keeper there. That is a keeper because you not so many people could get that. Not too many. Let
Not
me
no
ask
no.
you. Yes, and let me ask you this: do
Huh?
you think that Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover can come build up a community if the government let them out for these young people?
Um. Oh boy. I think they can if they do let Larry Hoover. If they do let Jeff Foote out. But they're gonna have to like do it in a way where they can catch one's ear, because the way today's generation is,
Yes.
they are hard headed, and some
That's a
of them
wonderful
don't,
word.
and they hard headed, and some of them don't want to hear what we got to say, because the first thing that'll come out of their mouths is, no, that what y'all did back in the days was back in the days. You know, fuck all that bullshit. I don't want to hear that. You know.
Right. Right. Right.
So what needs to be done is to they gotta have like and like a like they gotta pick a school with an auditorium big enough to fill a lot of the youth,
Yeah.
to fill them up in.
Yeah.
Make sure the police is there so nobody won't
Yeah.
start no craziness.
That's right. And
And Larry Hoover and
right, because some of these
say that
schools
again?
now have metal detection in it too now. So that's a good thing.
Right, right, right. Back then there was no metal detectors when I was in school. They started having that like right after, like when I graduated. That's when they started putting metal detectors in the school, because kids were bringing guns in school, weapons
Yes.
in school. It wasn't necessarily a pistol, but they'll probably bring a knife, a
Yeah.
machete. They'll put it in a bag, or they'll have one of them big long bags and they can fit the machete in, and then they bring it in there. And
Right.
but now they got these metal detectors that can detect what's in the bag.
Hmm. Unless they go in the bag.
Yeah, that's mandatory. They're gonna do that regardless. They're gonna do that regardless.
And what
Um,
must change each community? Do you know? What
say that
must
again.
change? What must change to these low income community?
The police, because they are paid to protect and serve the people, not go against the people. Don't kill
Yeah.
the people. That
Yeah.
is that is what has to be done. The policing got to be a lot more improved.
Yeah. It does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It doesn't
And let
matter.
me ask
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's in Chicago or New York or LA. Like a lot of the big cities, Texas, Arizona, Las Vegas, Seattle. It doesn't matter what state it's in. Police has to protect and serve the citizens, not shoot and kill and then worry about the consequences later, because police are uh they out of control with it. They feel they
I
can kill you.
yeah.
They feel like they can kill you, take your life, go to court and get acquitted, and go home, because they feel that they got the badge and the gun and the law of their state to protect them.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and it's not no good for that, because at the end of the day, they supposed to protect and serve us, not kill us. Is what I'm. That's my point. Period.
You said a mouthful
You
right
know,
there. You said a mouthful. Because
I've
I feel
I've
like
I've
the same way.
I've been to plenty of funerals where I had to visit friends of mine in their casket due to a police taking their life. I paid my respects to Eric Gardner. He lives in Staten Island. And I came all the way from the Bronx to Staten Island to pay my respects. I was there. I spoke on my
Wow.
behalf personally because I felt that that was uncalled for. What what they did to him.
Yeah.
Here it
Very.
is. Y'all took the life of Eric Gardner, but y'all fired the cop, but justice still wasn't served because now he's not in jail.
Right.
That cop lost his job. The cop lost his job, of course, but what about making him suffer as well? Is what I'm saying. Make sure he
Yeah.
gets some time in jail. I mean, the
And do
Cal
you think
Rittenhouse situation. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
so? Do you think that the person who actually did that to Eric Gardner, will he ever serve justice into the prisoner?
Oh man. Well, I ain't hear nothing about it on YouTube saying that they're gonna arrest him and bring him up on charges because it's been a few years now. So
Right.
I doubt it. I doubt it. But the Ahmaud Arbery case in I think it was in Florida.
Right.
Those two white the two the father and son duo
Mhm.
that killed him.
Mhm.
They got life in prison without parole. What
Whew.
I didn't like was the guy that was filming it. They gave him life with the possibility of parole after serving 30 years. I feel like he should
Yeah.
get the same time. He should get the same time that the father and son duo got for killing Ahmaud Arbery. That's how I feel about it. Why he
Mm.
has to serve 30? Why does he have to serve 30 years out of that life sentence when he should serve life without parole as well? Because he had his partake in it by filming it.
Mhm.
And then it was
Exactly.
live. It was live when he filmed it. He was an
Mm.
accessory to it. So he should
Mm.
go to jail too. He should go.
I
He
feel
should go
like
to
they
jail for
all
life
should.
without. Mm-hmm.
I felt like they all
All
should
of
have
them.
went.
They all. Yeah, but that's what like shocked me. I was like, he gets life, but he has to serve 30 years before he could reach the parole board. I said, nah, that shouldn't be like that. He should get the same thing that the two
Uh,
father and son duo got. Like, it didn't make no
yeah.
sense to me. But that's how it is. And he physically didn't do nothing to kill the black guy, the black man. But
Right.
that's what they did. That's what they did. You know what I'm saying? But hey, just like
Yeah.
the kid, I think the George Floyd case.
Yeah.
Well, the officer that killed George Floyd, they gave him 22 years, which to the family it wasn't enough for them. They wanted him to get
Mm.
like life or death penalty or whatever. But and then there was another case in that same city where a cop shot up a young guy, left him paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah. And that's,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
know,
Left him paralyzed.
that is so deep when how you said it. Like I always, because you didn't hear anything about it after George Floyd. They didn't do anything about that case. And then when Breonna Taylor came, you didn't hear so much about that case neither. Wow.
Let me
Come
tell you
on.
something. The prosecutor was black, but his
Okay.
wife was white. His wife, who was white, I think one of her uncles or one of her uncles were, I think, he worked for, I think he worked for this. I think he's a politician. One of
Okay.
her uncles was a politician.
Okay.
And due to his wife being white, he's black, he's the prosecutor, but what it was is that the cop that shot him, that shot her and took her life, I
Mm-hmm.
think the cop was related to his wife.
Wow.
If, if I'm not mistaken, he was the cop that killed her, that killed
Mm-hmm.
Breonna Taylor, was related to the prosecutor's wife, who was white. The
Mm.
prosecutor was black. So they felt if this black prosecutor would have sent this cop to jail, it would have been war on the streets out there.
Right.
It would have been war. The white supremacists out there would have went to war against the blacks, and it would have been kind of chaotic, like real chaos and whatnot. So they acquitted them guys that did, them officers that did that. You know what I'm saying? They
Okay.
went home and went back to their families, but they gotta understand, like, the person, when you kill Miss Taylor, she can't come back home to her family.
Nope. Nope. You
She
can't.
can't, like, she can't go back to her family. She can't go back to uh the fact that she can't go back to living her life because she ain't here no more. The police took her
Right.
off the face of the earth.
Mm. Now let
So,
me. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask you the next question, but go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, I
You
was
can go
just
ahead.
listening to you. Was gonna say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say like with the Brianna case, is there any solved? Is have that even been resolved at all or no?
No, it ain't been resolved. She hasn't gotten any justice. I don't know what the family gonna do to make sure she get justice, but it's gonna be a difficult situation. It's gonna be real difficult to do because of the fact that
Hmm.
I
Go
think,
ahead.
where was she from? Minnesota. I think where she. I think she, I don't know whether she was from Minnesota. I don't know,
I think she was from Minnesota. I believe she was.
but Minnesota, they treat black people, to me, like they beneath them. Like, we got, like, black folks in Minnesota got to kiss they behind, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? They want to
Right.
kiss. They want black folks to kiss their ass to get whatever they want. My thing is, for those black folks who got good jobs and got
Hmm.
good character, they should all come together and look out for themselves. Why is it that black folks gotta always ask permission from the white folks to get whatever in our neighborhood, when you rarely see a black person in any neighborhood in any state? You barely see white people living in urban neighborhoods unless
Right.
they grew up, unless they grew up there, you know, unless they hung out around a lot of blacks, like some white guys and some white girls have, grew up around the hood because they had to learn to adapt to the environment that they're in. Because trust
Right.
me, they are what you call poor white trash that live in the hood. Because
Yeah.
that's what they call low income and white folks, poor white trash. So when you see them, and because I've seen a few in my hood, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But I
Wow.
mean, it is what it is. I don't. I respect all human beings. I just don't like racism, if you ask me.
Right, because I know the Nation of Islam are very, very huge about the racism.
I know in
They,
Chicago, I
they,
know they are.
yes, they are because they come together, and I don't know if all Islam nation comes together, but I know they try to commute with one another out here in Chicago. But here lately, I haven't seen that because to me, I believe they had stopped, and I don't know why they stopped. But they used to walk around and talk to these young people, but they stopped after a while. They have stopped. But that's another question that I wanted to ask you about the Islam nation. Do they even come to global and stepping in for low income and
Oh yeah,
communities?
yeah, yeah, they do, they do. I mean, they had the Million Man March back in the day, and then they had I think it was the 20th anniversary. I think it was where they
Okay.
came again. I came again to Washington. I went to the first one they had in '90. I think it was '95. They did that.
90.
I think it was in
Yep, we were 95 because that's when Tupac and Biggie was there too. I do remember that.
yeah. I think yeah. Because Biggie and Pac was still alive at that time,
Yeah.
and there
And
was a
they all
lot of
came
famous
together.
people that it was a lot of famous people that I ran into when I was out there because and the bus ride was free. So I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was you had to pay to get. They bought buses, like they had like three buses in the Bronx, buses in Harlem, buses in Queens. Okay, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, and in every neighborhood they would have
Okay.
three charter buses,
Mm.
and whoever
Wow.
wanted to go, it was first come, first served. So I made sure I got there early and went, and it was all right. I can't complain. It was all right. It
Well,
was
that's
like
good.
it was more than a half. It was more than a million people there.
Right. And after,
It was
do you think it
it,
should be? I don't know if they had stopped because of the pandemic, but do you think you're gonna start back again with the Million Man March?
I believe so. I believe so.
That's good.
But due to this coronavirus or whatever going on, if this coronavirus is still going on, so they're gonna
Right.
have to make sure everybody they have to show proof of vaccination, which I have that. So I'm not gonna worry about if I go. I'm gonna make sure I have my vaccination card. So when they say, "Oh, you've been vaccinated," I'll show them my CDC card or whatever. Here you go, and once they see it's the real deal, then they let me
Right.
pass or whatever. That's
Now,
how they probably gonna do it.
because I noticed that a lot of Muslims doesn't believe in getting those type of shots. Is that true or
No,
false?
that's definitely true. I mean, I didn't want to take it at first, but I didn't want to go through the bullshit when I go out to eat, like to a restaurant and all that. And they telling me if you ain't been vaccinated, you can't come in here. I don't want to go through that. So I
Right.
got vaccinated twice. The first time I had soreness in my legs.
Okay.
My legs was kind of sore for a little while,
Mm.
but everything was all right. Then, like 2 weeks later, I had to take the second dose. It did the same thing. My legs were sore. But other than
Mm.
that, no problems. No problems at all, really.
Oh, so you got yours in your legs. I got mine in my arm. So trust me, my whole arm, it's like it
No,
felt
I
like
got it
my
in my
whole.
arm, nigga. They put it in
Oh,
my left arm right here. They put it right here.
okay.
That's all they did. It
That's
was nothing.
you
It was
know,
nothing that serious though.
yeah, because it felt like my whole right step, because they gave me a shot in my right and my left arm, but it felt like my whole left side limbs was like giving out.
Right.
It felt like it was giving out. And then when I let me ask you this, because a lot of people have been pressuring me about the booster shot. Have you gotten the booster yet, or you're not getting it yet?
Hell no, I ain't doing that again. No, I ain't doing that. No, I'm not
And
doing
that's
that
how I
again. No.
feel, right? Because today my cousin asked me, she said, "Did you get your booster?" And I lied to her. I told her, "Yeah," but I didn't want to get the booster because of the fact that I got the Pfizer, so that should have covered me right then and there.
I
And
went
by
and
the time
got
I
the
was
Moderna.
about to get the right, and by the time I got the booster, I had Corona virus. I actually literally had the Omicron virus, and they gave me the
Oh,
small symptoms. So I'm like, why would I do that? Get the booster where I should not even get the booster if I already had coronavirus.
right.
It doesn't make no sense. But let me ask you this: how do you feel about the Will Smith situation with Chris Rock? Do you think it's going to escalate it to more, or how does your intake of that? Uh
Uh, oh man. Oh man. Oh God. I'm gonna be honest. People been dragging Chris Rock for about almost a week now about this.
yeah, ever since
So
Thursday night.
I believe Chris Rock might sue. If he sue, he's gonna sue for a lot of money because he know Will Smith got that money.
Right.
We all know he got that bank because every movie that Will Smith has made sold over $1 billion. Sold over $1 billion, and
Yeah, that.
he got his money's worth. He got what, 2 Oscars right now?
Yeah, and then they're trying to make him give it up. Well, how do you feel? Do you think he should give it up, or you think they might make him
Nah,
give it up?
nah, nah, nah. They should just let him keep it. You know what I'm saying? He earned that. So you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think, that mentally he's going through something with Jada Pinkett. I think she cut her hair off because she's suffering from something,
Right.
and she might not have that much time left to live, I guess.
Mm.
And Will is going through it with her, or she might have cancer. She
Yeah.
might have cancer. That's most people that shave their hair. It's either you have alopecia, which is what, a receded hairline that's all the way pushed back, or
Mm-hmm.
she got cancer, and she's not. You know how Hollywood celebrities are. They're not gonna fully tell you what they're going through.
Everything.
Remember, like the guy from Black Panther.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what he was going through, but people
Mm-hmm.
started to notice. People started to notice he was losing weight. Face was looking skinny. Jaws was looking like they were sucked in. So, and when he died, that's when the world found out what he died from: prostate cancer.
Wow. And I heard that was the
So,
number one takeout for the men. So it's how very well important for a man to go to see the doctor, even though some men don't like to go to your doctor. How very well is that?
well, I haven't been to a hospital like staying there. Last time I was in the hospital was 2012 because it was a police brutality case.
I remember
It was a
that.
mistaken. It was a mistaken identity case with me, and I got 17 stitches above my right eyebrow here. And because of what they did to me, I could take off my glasses, but my vision is kind of blurry when I take it off. I could barely see myself on here, and I
Right.
can barely look. I can barely see the words. I gotta scrunch my eyes up to really see the words. But if I put my
Your
glasses
glasses
on,
on, you can see
I can see
everything.
everything. Like if I pick up a book and read it, I gotta have glasses. If I'm on a screen like this, I gotta keep
Yeah.
glasses on. But I could be like this all day and I can see good,
Right.
but just that when I pick up a book, or if I'm looking at something like this, if I'm looking at something like
Right.
this,
Right. You have to put your glasses on.
if I'm looking at something like this, or I'm on my tablet, I gotta have my glasses on.
Wow. So how did that affect you besides your sin? Did it mess with you mentally because of the police brutality? And not only that, did you ever resolve that case?
No, I mean my lawyer been fighting it since 2012. It's now 2022. I was supposed to get a settlement around the time before Corona, but then when Corona hit, all law offices, all corporate businesses were closed.
Right.
And that set me back like 2 years. I was supposed to been had my settlement, been had it. But, now that the offices is back open, my lawyer said that before before this year is out, I will have my money.
That's good. I'm glad because I was wondering because I did read that in your Instagram and on your Facebook. And I do remember that because when you said, "Oh, the police didn't got a hold of me," and I remember at that time when before my old page was hacked, I do remember that page when you had said that. I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" Like the police is like getting worse and worse. After the Laquan Donald, it's like it went downhill with that, and it looked like they had took it
Well,
and ran
oh,
with
after, oh man, you talking about Kwame from the what was the mayor of Detroit? You talking about?
it. No, I'm talking about when they did 15 shots. When the police out here in Chicago did the 16
Oh,
shots.
oh, oh, yeah, yeah.
And then, like the week after that happened, that's when I found out that you was involved with a police brutality. I'm like, oh my goodness! Like, what is these policemen are doing? I mean, are they protecting the servers or are they just being our asses? I mean, excuse my French, ladies and gentlemen, but are they? How does your intake?
Yeah.
You know, and what advice can you give to these young people who are trying to get into different organizations? What is your biggest advice for them?
My advice to them is be very sincere and be very true to what you want to be a part of.
Mm,
If you want to be a Black Peace Stone, if you want to be a GD, or if you want to be a BD, or if you want to be a folk, because they got something called Folk Nation out here. If you want to be Blood, or if you want to be Crip, you better be dedicated to this, man. For real, because as far as speaking for the Black Peace Stones, which I am,
mm-hmm.
a lot of brothers and sisters died for this. This been around since 1959.
Mm,
This ain't
mm.
this ain't nothing to be played with. This ain't nothing to be joking about. And this ain't nothing to be a part of to gain some clout or whatever the case is it's about uplifting. It's about each one teach each one teach one, supporting one another in our endeavors as far as entrepreneurship and creating businesses and get starting jobs for our people to have something to fall back on.
Right.
It's not. It's nothing. It's not. Oh, I'm gonna be stoned, and then if that don't work for you, then you gonna switch up. Nah, we don't switch up over here. It's either stone to the bone or nothing. On Chief, man, you can't just be a stone and you ain't performing your duties. See, I was given the title general by my P. So I move like one and I act like one because people listen to what I'm saying. People listen to
Right.
what I got to offer. People see what I post on Instagram, what I post on my Facebook. They know what I
Yeah.
post is something for you to think about. It's something for you to be mindful of. You know what I'm saying? It's something for you to like wake up. Of course, I post my music videos on there, as far as music that I like. I know in Islam, the music that we listen to is called haram. Haram means bad things in Arabic. We're not
Mm.
supposed to listen to that kind of music because that music is not halal music.
Right.
If it's not halal music, then the music is no good.
Let's talk
But
about it. Let's talk
when I
about this
sat
because a lot of
when I
these people
sat
don't
down
know.
with when I sat down with my imam and I told him before I became Muslim, I've grew up in the hip hop culture my whole life. See, I was born December 25th, 1972. I am a Capricorn. Yes, I am. Um, August 11th, 1973 was when hip hop was created. I was 1 years old at the time when this hip hop music started to evolve.
Right.
I grew up in it my whole life, and that's all I know is hip hop and R&B music. If it ain't music that I like
Right.
from, if it ain't music that I like from the 80s throughout the 90s, some part of the 2000s, I still like some of the music that was out. But after 2005, the music went left.
It did.
The music went
It
left.
did.
It went left. Now you got all this homosexuality in it, and then they trying to put homosexuality in Islam. The LGBTQ community is trying to force us as Muslims to accept the gay lifestyle in Islam, and we're not accepting it at all. We're
Right.
not accepting it because if you go to some Islamic countries, they will kill you if they find out that you are homosexual. And this is real because some Islamic countries will kill you if they see that you are a homosexual. They can
Mm.
legally in foreign countries go in your home, and if are found to be a gay couple living in the same house, they're gonna kill you for it.
Right.
The only
And let me
reason why, the only reason, the only reason why they get away with it in the United States is this: Obama, during his second term as president, he was a puppet on a string, and if he happens to see this, he know I'm not lying. I know he felt disappointed that he had to sign that bill, but the only reason why that bill was signed because people in politics that control the laws of the United States, some of these people are gay in there. You got gay politicians, and they was fighting for equal rights being gay.
mm-hmm.
My thing was I was sexually molested as a child at 13, 14 years old in a group home that I lived in called McDougal Diagnostic in Brooklyn, New York, in in the Bushwick section of Brooklyn. It was a Spanish guy, it was a counselor. He
Wow.
sexually molested me, and he told me I better keep this a secret. Don't tell nobody. I said I won't. But after a while, I felt guilty. Every time I seen him, he kept taunting me with looks.
Mm.
And one day I just waited. I just waited until he had a day off from work. I spoke to the program director first that run the group home that I stayed in. It was right across the street from Ocean Hill Projects. Anybody that come from Bushwick and is from Ocean Hill Projects that's watching this, McDougal Diagnostic is right across the street from the project. So I waited till he had a day off from work, and I
Mm.
spoke to the program director first that run the group home. Then I spoke to the supervisor. They both spoke to me in their office, and we had a conversation. I told him his name was, I forgot his, I know his last name was Torres, but I forgot his first name. So Mr. Torres, he didn't know what was happening yet, but I told him what happened and how it happened,
Mm.
and they waited until he came to work. They made sure that I was nowhere in sight when he came to work so they can arrest him.
Wow.
And at 13, 14 years old, I had to testify and point the finger at him. This ain't about no street, no. It wasn't no street. Please forgive me, everybody, if you watching. It wasn't about no street shit. It wasn't about codes of the street. It was basically you molested me.
All right.
And
Wow.
that's why I'm very, 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 very homophobic. Now, as far as females, I ain't got nothing against gay females. I'm I have problems with the overly aggressive gay men that keep coming at you, they keep trying you, And I guess after this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
see, people don't understand that when you tell someone that you've been sexually molested as a child, they feel now that you are a grown man or a grown woman and you're not gay. They feel since you've been sexually molested that you have some gay tendencies in you. And I don't have
Right.
none of that. None of that. I never, my whole life, I grew up, I saw females kissing each other. I saw guys kissing each other. I used to sell weed in Washington Square Park in the village, West 4th Street
Mm.
in Manhattan. So I've seen, because that area, the village in Greenwich Village, that's all LGBTQ all over there. You know what I'm saying? And you have your
Right.
straight people, your straight men, your straight women out there, but the majority of the community is LGBTQ, and I've seen it growing up, but it didn't make me feel like, oh, I want to see what this is about. Oh, hell no! I love women.
Right.
I
Right.
love females. Bottom line, but I remember one time I was in a relationship with a girl,
Mm-hmm.
and after a year or two had, went by, and this was here at my house that I live at now. I've been living here since 2006. My mother passed in 2006, and what's ironic about it, I moved here on my mother's birthday, which was March 1st. So every
Wow.
year, not only do I celebrate my mother's birthday, I also celebrate the fact that I've been here this long because I'm a Section 8 recipient. I had it since 1996 of October. So it's been 20 something
Okay.
years I had it. I can take
Right.
it and move out of state and get me a house, have the state pay for the mortgage every month until the house is paid for, and then the house is mine. But
But yeah, let me
but back
ask
to what
you
I was.
one. Right. Let me ask you
I
one
want to get.
question. Where can people could find you on the social media? Because a lot of people is like being disrespectful right now. And if they have any more insights, how can they find you?
Well, you could go on my Facebook page at Shabazz Wahliumar, which is my Muslim name. And if you want to go to my Instagram, it's Shabazz Wahliumar 31. That's on Facebook. It's ShabazzWahliumar on Facebook. Now my Instagram, it's Shabazz Wahliumar 31. That's SHA again, BAZZWAHLIUMAR 31 on my Instagram.
Good, good,
And as
good.
soon as you type, if you go on my Instagram, when you type up my Instagram page, or if you type up my Facebook page, my face is on there. I got a photo, and that's when you know it's me. And you
Well,
could go to
ladies,
either one, and
not only
I'm.
that,
Yeah.
I have several other questions because that wow, that it threw me when you had tell me that. But I to tell you, thank you, Brother Shabazz. I learned a lot this evening. I'm like soaking. I'm like a sponge that soak everything up. It's like a sponge that's soaking everything up. And wow, I mean, I know how dangerous the games can be, but it's like people just now, just like this here. I'm about to show it. If you can read it, it says, "I rape little girls and boys." But I'm disliking your post, and it's like, okay, you disliking of what is going on
Yeah, I
or what
see
is
that.
being
I see
said.
that. I just saw that. I just saw that with the clown face on there. I just seen
Yeah,
it.
with the
He
bozo
said
clown.
he
Yeah,
rapes
it's like,
he rapes little girls and boys. That's his problem.
yeah,
I'm not a little
yeah,
boy, nor I'm not a little girl. So I'm more on point if you try
exactly.
me. You know what
Exactly.
I'm
You're like, I'm
saying?
disliking your video. Okay, but you know what? On your profile, it says I rape little girls and boys. And to me, I take that as very offensive as someone who almost got
Especially
physically
yeah.
molested and got raped by her husband. So guess what? I pray that your life get turned around. Allah
No, my
to
life
you,
is
my
all
young
right.
man or young woman, whoever you are.
Yeah, yeah.
I pray to God that you can get your life turned around. But yes,
My advice, my advice to anyone that has been sexually molested by a man, because the majority of these molesters are men. My advice to them is get you a therapist, because that's what I did. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Get you a therapist. For real, for real. Get you a therapist.
And the therapists do
Because a
work.
lot of people I went to I don't have no problem in telling nobody. I went and got me a therapist. Just because I'm a therapist, that don't mean I'm mentally crazy and all. It don't mean none of that. That means you are mature enough and grown man and grown woman enough to seek a therapist because you know you as an individual want to get your life together. You want to get
Right.
your mental health together. Everybody, even Hollywood celebrities talked about it. Saraji P. Henson, I love her with all my heart. That's a good woman because At the end of the day, she had problems with her mental health. There's a lot of these rappers that rap about their mental health, but really, to be honest, some of them are not. I think they don't want to pay the money for a therapist, especially when you are a highly profile celebrity. They know that these therapists might jack their prices up due to them being celebrities and got a lot of money.
Right.
All I needed was this. I'm not gonna lie to everybody. All you need is this, your benefit card, your EBT card, whatever they call it EBT up here. But I'm not
Mhm.
gonna lie to nobody. I ain't rich. I ain't got no money yet. But when I
Right.
do get my lawsuit, when I get my lawsuit money, I'm gonna make sure I'm going to invest, and I'm letting
Yeah.
everybody know. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to let. Don't be afraid to go see a therapist. Don't. Know what I'm saying? Because and if you have done something or harmed anybody, I
Mhm.
feel that I blame it. I blame it on the system because I remember they had a lot of programs that homeless people can go out and seek help, but you know it's not easy when you work for a homeless shelter. And I've seen some of these homeless shelters in their vans driving around looking for homeless people that got mental health issues, and some of them refuse to go to a homeless shelter, but then they turn around, they go rape this person, or they'll go kill this person and kill that person, and then it's too late.
Right.
And they thinking about putting them in jail is gonna get their mental health together. It's gonna make it worse. You
Yeah.
give that person, you give that person 10 years, 15, 20 years. They do their time, but when they come home, where they gonna go to? Where they gonna go? They got no place to live. Then they be back out on the streets again. And then while they out in the streets again, something's gonna trigger them in their brain, and then they're gonna go out and do what they did 10, 15 years ago after they did their time. They home, they don't
Yeah.
know what they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do, and they gonna end up doing the same thing they did that gave them the 20 years or the 10 years in jail.
Yeah. And that's sad because a lot of people refuse to go to therapists. I know I did go to my therapist, when I was in my early 20s. And then now I'm getting to open up more about what happened to me in my past. So,
Yeah,
it is a therapy when you speak about it, and it's more therapy when you had to see about it. And a lot of people feel like, oh, I don't need to get no therapist. Oh, don't be too goody shoes if you don't understand the therapy part. The therapy part is that for your healing. Speak out is more how you feel inside and you expressing it out. You don't lash it out, you talk it over. And that's what I
right.
think that's what Will Smith should need. He needed to get that
He
therapy. And
need a
I
therapist.
believe
He
that
need a therapist
that
because
therapy,
yeah, he definitely need that. Will Smith
yes, because
definitely need that.
therapy helps.
But I feel like this. Well, actually, I got it on my Facebook page. They was telling the history of Jada Pinkett Smith
Mm-hmm.
and how she became this and how she became that. Now,
Right.
at the end of the day, I think both her and Will need to seek mental health. You mean to tell me
Mm-hmm.
you get on your show, Table Talk, with your mother and Will, and then you break down what you did? You don't know what Will is going through mentally when you told him you slept with August. You
Wow.
slept with you slept with that young man. He didn't seduce you. You seduced him, and y'all both was dating for a little while, and then y'all started sleeping together. I mean, Will did his thing too, but you didn't hear anything about Will having intimacy with people he was dealing with. He was dating them, but it was no intimacy. She
Right.
really physically had sex with this young man. And then whatever she's going through physically, and everybody knows that Chris Rock is a comedian, like Eddie Murphy, like Martin Lawrence, rest in peace, like Bernie Mac, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, DL Hughley. All of these dudes tell jokes, but then some of these jokes, of course, big shout out to you left. Hello? Oh, her phone went out. Wow. Like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, you have people like Cat Williams. He is an individual who tells jokes that are serious. You know what I'm saying? He tells jokes that are serious. He tells jokes that are real life situations, just like every other comedian. But at the end of the day, if anybody's seen the podcast, right? When anybody when everybody's seen it, you feel me? Only thing he said was the new G.I. Jane Part 2's coming soon, starring Jada Pinkett or whatever. At first, everybody in the audience was laughing. Even Jada was laughing. Y'all seen it. Everybody seen it. All over the world seen it. And then all of a sudden, Jada Pinkett's face went from laughs to like a evil frown and looked at Will like, what you gonna do? You my husband, defend me. And he got up. He walked up on the stage kind of smooth and calm, but then took that hand all the way back. What? Caught Chris right in the grill. He was like, damn. Will just smacked the ish out of me. And then that's when Will said it twice. Keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth. And Chris Rock said, okay.
Okay. There we go. There we go.
I know you heard me throughout the whole time.
I do apologize about that.
All right.
I was trying to mute my phone.
Oh.
And the whole screen shut me down. I do apologize. I really do.
Okay, not problem. But like I was saying, like comedians are funny, and I named a few. I named a lot of them. Comedians will tell jokes that are reality and what's real.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll tell a joke about what they've been through with the police, what they've been through in their family life. They talk about all kind of things that's real.
Yeah.
And you as an audience, a person in the audience, if he snaps on you, you can't get mad. You paid to see him tell jokes, right? You paid your ticket. That means everybody throughout the whole arena, when the show is over, that majority of that money is going in his pocket.
Exactly.
Because you paid to see him. So that's why I would never be a comedian because I know my mouth. I'm gonna tell the truth about a lot of shit. Period.
You you know who
Like
did
these
that?
female, like these gay lesbian females be telling men to suck my what? You ain't got one. How you gonna tell me to suck something you ain't got? Well, I got a dildo. Shut up.
Right, that part.
Can you pull?
That
Can
part.
you pull your penis out and go in the corner like most men do when they in a rush to go to the bathroom? They can't make it home. We could go by a tree. We could go in a corner. We can pull out our penis and pee. A female that's supposed to be called. They didn't call them all types of stuff. They call them massively aggressive females that play the man part. They call them gay. They call them lesbian, butch. Women
Sure
that look
did.
exactly like men nowadays, even they call them dyke or butches. I know that
Either
for a
the
fact.
one.
Either
Right.
one. But what pisses me off is that now you got these gay, lesbian, butch made females wearing their pants sagging with their underwear showing. Like a lot of these idiots running around wearing their pants, but they don't
Yeah.
know where that comes from. They don't know where that comes from. It comes from jail because we can't wear belts in jail.
Right.
Because the belt buckle, you can go to shop, you can go to shop class in jail and stretch out that long metal object and
Yeah.
add some extra metal to it to make it long, no longer than this. And then that around like this part right here, like around this part, like right here, they
Mm-hmm.
can put some rubber around it, some black duct tape around it, so they can have a good grip and not become a shank.
Right.
So that's why a lot of brothers, when they go to commissary, they get like shoelaces, and they make the shoelace long enough that can fit around their waistline so they can hold their pants up.
Mm.
Or unless you in the like in state prisons or city jails is like that. But in the feds, from what I've heard from some of my friends I know that did time in the feds, you can wear a belt, but everywhere you go in the federal system, because the fed system is a lot more strict than the state.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they not having that. Not in no federal prison. But in the supermax, it's just you by yourself. Like Jeff Ford, he got what they gave him 100 and something years in prison. They gave Larry
Man,
Hoover
yeah.
100. They gave Larry Hoover like I think 80 something
80 to
years,
90 years
80,
to
90
life.
years in prison to life and all that. These brothers, these brothers are locked down 23 out of 24 hours a day. They only come out to go to rec, which is a caged type setting outside, and that's they rec. They're not gonna put
Right.
them in population. They're not gonna put Larry Hoover or they're not gonna put Jeff Foote in no population because they know these guys are a major influence. And they know if
Mm-hmm.
they put them in population, they can unite a whole lot of brothers in there under one common
Yeah.
cause, and that's to get equal rights as a prisoner. They are called Hoover and Fort political prisoners, and
Right.
especially they this color. That's the only reason why they're gonna be treated like they nothing because of this color.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, they had the Unabomber in there. Charles Manson was in there. All these big time crazy killers. John Wayne Gacy, the dude that dressed up, the white boy dressed like a clown, and he killed all them kids, and nobody knew for
Yeah.
years it was him doing it. What's
Yeah.
that other dude name? Ted Bundy. He
Yeah.
spoke very He spoke very intelligent. He was very smart,
Sure
but he
did.
killed more than 40 something people. You know what I'm saying? You never heard of a black serial killer, really. But if they
Nope.
are black serial killers out there, I bet you they move a lot more better than these white killers that was out there doing a lot of killings. But when they get caught, I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
Because when you caught,
And you
they're
know who
gonna
made it
fry.
clear? You know who made it clear with the Chris Rock and Will Smith? O.J. Simpson. He said, if that would have been me, he said they would have probably give me 20 years to life prison
Nah,
for
nah.
hitting.
They would have gave. They would have gave. They would have gave a black serial killer the death penalty. Period. A
Yeah.
lot of them, like, okay, like the guy, the first time when they tried to knock down the Twin Towers in 19, I think it was 1990, I think it was 1991 or
3.
1992, 1993 when they first did it. Only thing they did was he took the truck down to the garage, which is under the Twin Towers.
Right.
But ain't nothing happened. All they did was remodel the parking lot garage under there, and that was it.
Right.
But it took them from 93, 20 years later, they decided to pay some brothers from that foreign country here, y'all gonna die for this. Your
Mm-hmm.
family gonna be well taken care of. Take some of this. Osama bin Laden was the orchestrator of this here.
Yeah.
He said he's a billionaire, of course, because foreign, like, since they from what, Afghanistan or Saudi Arabia or whatever the case may be,
Mm-hmm.
they got money. So he was like, here. It was 2 planes. One hit the Pentagon and 2 hit the Twin Towers. So it was like, here, your family gonna be well taken care of. Just do this for us. I was locked up at the time in 2001 on Rikers Island. I was in the 6th
Mm.
building. We was in the recreational yard. We seen this with our own 2 eyes because from the recreational yard, you can see Manhattan right across from us. And you can see the Twin
Right.
Towers. You can see World Trade Center Tower 1 and 2 together.
Mm.
We seen the first plane live and direct from the yard hit the first tower. We like, what the hell's going on? The radio
Wow.
station, the radio station was playing music on Hot 97. The music stopped. All the inmates and the COs that watch over us, just in case we get into brawls or whatever while we in the yard, everything stopped. The brothers at the weight pound that be working out with the weights, they was shocked. They all stopped. Then the second plane came. We saw it. Boom!
Mm.
Another plane hit the second tower. Okay. Then we see, and now mind you, the Twin Towers are 107 stories. We seeing people literally jumping out 86 floors, 70 something floors, 50 floors, jumping to their death because they already knew they was gonna die anyway.
Wow.
So when we saw both the Twin Towers drop, we knew it was over. Over 3,000 people died in that. 3,000.
And some of the
And then
people
some,
still
and
can't
then
find
some,
their families.
and then some of, say it again?
I said some people can't find their families still to this
Nah,
day.
for real. Yeah, you and
Mm.
the people that was downtown when the Twin Towers fell, people that all the stuff that was over them and all that. Some of them ended up
Wow.
catching cancer. Some of them ended up catching cancer from breathing in that toxic chemicals. One of the
That's sad.
firemen, one of the firemen that went in the Twin Towers to help clean up and
Right.
grab up the dead, grab up the bodies and all that. He ended up dying from cancer because of breathing in the toxic fumes that was in the air at that time. A lot of those police officers and firemen that came to help all ended up catching cancer from that
Mm.
and died from it. So that wasn't easy, man. It wasn't easy at all. And at
No,
that
it wasn't.
time, and at that time, there were gangs out here. The Bloods and the Crips was out here deep, and they was wilding. The thing was, they was planning a gang task force to take the gangs off the street. When the Twin
Mm.
Towers fell, they went from a gang task force to a terrorist or no, they went from a gang. They went from trying to start a gang task force to take the gang off the street to now a terrorist task force.
Right.
So the gang situation was put on hold until they can figure out this terrorist stuff that's going on. And that's how the gangs in New York, as far as the Bloods and the Crips, spread it throughout New York.
Right.
Because in law enforcement in the FBI's mind, they focus was terrorist groups now. And when they was focusing more on that from 2001 all the way till now, that's why so many gangs up here in New York now. We had
Right.
our gangs up here. We had our gangs up here like the Black Spades, the Hells Angels, the Chingalings, the Warriors. Because remember that movie, The Warriors and all that. That was
I
that was
remember the
real.
Warriors. I remember
In
the
real life,
Everson.
in real life, that how it was back then when we had gangs. That's how it
Wow.
was when we was young. But the gangs up here, we
Wow.
didn't know we didn't know what the gang culture was until we started watching the movie Colors, until we started looking at documentaries on gang life in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
When we started looking at documentaries on Chicago and LA, that's when we knew what that was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But with me, when I saw the Almighty Black Peace Stone Nations documentary, I was intrigued by it. Because first,
Wow.
they
That's
were
deep.
getting because at the time they were getting grants so they can help the community out to teach kids how to read and write and teach them how to become successful individuals.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Wow.
government kind of like set the black peace stones up because there was a lot of false documentation in the
Yeah,
documentary
I
of
wanted
the
to
Black
ask you
Peace
about
Stone.
that. How did it come out to false information to where you all had to defend you all self at that point of time?
I believe that the federal government had paid some brothers to get into the Almighty Black Peace Stone Nation so they can find out the secrets and the codes that we speak and things like that to infiltrate a nation. And that's how all this conspiracy stuff came into play. And then some of the brothers, I can't call them brothers because they portrayed the nation.
Right.
They were, when they got arrested for the killings that they were doing.
Right.
Jeff Fort didn't give them no permission to go out there and go kill somebody. They did that on their own free will. They did that on their own free will. Like killings that were going on in the Gangster Disciples, growth and development. Them dudes was out there using the GD, situation and the Almighty Black Peace Stone Nation situation and using it to go out and do criminal activity.
Wow.
But then when they got caught, guess who they blame it on? Jeff Fort and Larry Hoover, because they the leaders of the GDs and the Almighty Black Peace Stone Nation. When they got caught, they started throwing
and
everything.
Don't forget about they also blamed on King David too. You remember at one point in time they blamed it on King David.
Oh yeah, they did. They blamed it on every gang chief there is when they was doing stuff. The people within their organizations, as soon as they got caught for the criminal activity they was doing, they blame it on their leader of their gang. Like I said, they blame everything on Hoover. They blame everything on Jeff Fort. They blamed everything on T. Rogers when he started Black Peace Stone Bloods. They blame everything on T. T didn't have nothing to do with his set killing somebody. Them dudes did that on their own free will, but then when they got caught, they blame it on the leader.
Yes, they did. Yes,
and then when the leaders got arrested, went to jail for it, they broke up the structure. And once you break up the structure, everybody started going their separate ways, doing different stuff. And it divided the nation. Because I remember when Jeff Fort went to jail the first time in the documentary, and when he came home, he let everybody know that he embraced Islam. Yeah. And it went from Almighty Black Peace Stone Nation to Almighty Black Peace Stone El Rukins. Wow. Which is Arabic for cornerstone. And then for those who didn't want to be a part of the El Rukin situation, I'm not going to even speak on it on camera what happened to those individuals. That's something I'm not going to speak on camera. Whoever
we can't speak on something that could cost you, but trust me.
I'm not going to speak on that.
Go ahead, and I'm going to say this here for the last time. Everybody, if you haven't followed this young man, my brother Shabazz, please go to.
I'm not young. I'm pushing 50. I'm older than you.
To me, you're still young. 50 is young. A lot of people get 50 twisted.
I know, but to the younger generation, they consider me and you old heads.
Yeah, I got that. I got called the whole head today.
A lot of brothers around here that know me and know that I'm a good dude with a good heart, they call me OG. Every time they see, what's up, OG? What's happening, OG? Even if I want to go in my pocket and go pay for some to smoke, and I want to pay for it, no, that's cool. That's on me, OG. Next time, you can show some loose. You can show some love. All right, cool. I tell people, this is what I don't like. I hate it when people who are not Muslim have the nerve to judge. I tell them, I am Muslim. Islam is perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody in Islam is perfect.
No.
If I make any mistakes in my life personally, please blame me. Blame me for it. Don't blame Islam don't blame Islam for me going out doing what I'm doing. Because at the end of the day, I gotta repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Allah to forgive me for my sins, not you.
Period.
How yeah, absolutely. And how people fear a human being. When a person tells me they fear me, I tell them, no, don't fear me. Love and fear Allah. That's what I tell them. Love and
That's it.
fear the God and Lord that you serve. Because at the end of the day, me and you are human beings. The same way a human being want to shoot, stab, and murder and kill someone, the same thing can happen to you.
That's right. That is
It's,
so true.
it's called it's called karma. What you do
I
to
was just
others
speaking
will
about
be
that
done unto
earlier.
you. So when you kill somebody and you killing this person, that person, you getting away with it. Later,
Mm-hmm.
later on in life, all this dirt you done did in the streets, killing people, robbing people, the same thing is going to happen to you. It's called karma. It's going to happen to you.
Right.
If you don't repent and ask the God and Lord that you serve, it says it in the Quran and it says it in the King James Version of the Holy Bible, which my mother gave me. It says,
That's it.
"Oh, oh, oh, who believe, love and fear your Lord." It doesn't say love and fear a human being. It says love and fear your Lord. That means
It
I
sure
love and
do.
fear Allah. I put my trust and faith in Allah, and I know Allah is the best of planners. And what He has planned for me individually, no human being, just like me, a human being, no one can take what Allah has planned for me. You can't take
Right.
that from me. I
Right.
live for it, and I stand on it, and I stand by it. As far as me being a part of the nation, I'm not going nowhere. I gotta represent this stone to the bone for the rest of my life. My
Exactly.
my P, Prince Abdullah Ali Kaba, rest in peace. He didn't bring me into the nation for me to just say I quit after he leaves. I gotta
Mm-hmm.
continue my prince's legacy
Right.
because he's not here.
Right.
He's not here no more. He's no longer with us. So for all the princes under the stones who had brothers and sisters under him, y'all continue his legacy. Y'all continue that man's legacy.
Exactly.
R.I.P. Moose. R.I.P. Moose Man from the Gangster Stone. Anybody that's under Moose Man, even though he's not here no more in physical form, but he is here
Yeah.
still in spiritual essence. So you have to make sure you keep Moose Man's legacy alive. You keep King Bull's legacy alive. You keep Jeff Fort's legacy alive, even though he's still here in physical form, but he's no longer with us here in the world. He's in prison. So we got to keep
Right.
that man's legacy alive. We got to keep everybody that falls under the P's, keep your P's and their legacy alive.
Yeah. That
Because
part.
one man, and I love Jeff Fort for this, one man, how can one man unite 100,000 people? In this day and age, you got dudes that claim to be leaders, but and don't and have a lot of followers, but they don't know how to lead. They just
There
let their
you go.
members run. They just let their members run crazy all over and out in the street. And then when the
There you
members get
go.
caught, like I said before, the first person they gonna blame it on is the leader of the organization.
Exactly.
Like Big Meech
Exactly.
from BMF. Like Big Meech from BMF. Free Big Meech. Once those
Yeah.
dudes got caught as soon as the dudes got caught with what they had, and as soon as they got arrested, who they point the finger at? Big Meech, Southwest T. Welcome home, Southwest T once again. when those members got caught from Big Meech's side of the crew and Southwest T's side of the crew, who did them dudes snitch and point the finger at? Big Meech and Southwest T.
Yeah. All right.
Everybody
Thank.
was. Before we go,
Go ahead.
it was good when Big Meech ate, everybody ate. Them dudes was living in $1 million homes in 21 states throughout the United States, going to parties, chilling
Better
in
sell
luxury
it.
homes, like living in luxury homes, balling and all that under Big Meech's. All them cars that they was driving in, that was Meech's. All them $1 million spots in different states, that Meech did that. Meech made sure that his team ate, when his crew ate. But when some of them that got caught and everything was about to go down, they point the finger at Meech. Well, Meech gave me this, and Meech told me to do this, and Meech told me to do that. So instead of taking it to trial and blowing trial, they would have got more than what they got, which was 30 years. But a lot of journalists that did all these documentaries on BMF said if Meech would have took it to trial, he probably could have beat it because he never was on that phone like that.
Right.
And if you listen to a Big Meech interview, he said the only time I get on the phone is, yo, you coming or not? Like when he go to parties, he'll call up his people he want to be at the party. Yo, you coming or not? If they're not coming, all right, talk to you later. Click. But there was 300. There was over 300 phone conversations with Terry talking business over the phone. Big Meech said it himself. If you hear him with that interview with the brother Cavario, he said it to Cavario. I love my brother Terry to death. But he loved that phone. He said he loved that phone. And due to the fact that he loved that phone, he said that's probably the reason why we ended up in the situation we in, because that phone. They had mad phone conversations at T. They had mad conversations at Southwest T. But they barely had phone conversations or phone transcripts of Meech on the phone. When one of Southwest T's friends died and he went to his city to go to that funeral to pay his respects, there were helicopters following Terry around.
Why was that? Because he was that big a person.
Yeah, he was that big of a person that federal agents were following him around in helicopters. When he went to that funeral to pay his respects to a friend of his, they were following him in the air.
Wow.
Yeah. Big Meech said, my brother upset with me because of my flashy, flamboyant lifestyle. He said, boy, you had the same thing as me. The nice homes and the nice cars and the jewelry, you had the same thing I had. But when it came down to it, the feds was trying to get Terry to snitch on Meech, and they was trying to get Meech to snitch on Terry. They ain't do none of that. The people within their circle who kept it silent didn't even say nothing. And that is a loyalty unheard of today. Like my cousin, for an example. He was looking out for two guys, hitting them off, doing what they was doing. But as soon as them two dudes got caught, guess what happened? They put everything on my cousin. They pointed the finger, both of them punks, at my cousin. And this is my first cousin. His mother, my mother. His mother and my mother, sisters. Same mother, same father.
Right.
He's more like a brother. He's more like a brother to me than anything in the world.
Wow.
But when he got arrested behind that, I was upset. I done been mentally, emotionally and physically abused by my younger brother, who is 4 years younger than me. He's 45 now.
Okay.
And that's why I don't want to be I don't want to be around my brother like that, because he did me wrong.
Right.
And he can't admit to the fact that he did do me wrong.
Right.
Because the same thing my brother accused me of is what he's doing still. And that's sleeping around with different women. My brother got 9 kids and 8 baby mothers.
Wow.
But for 12 years, he was with my sister-in-law, Janelle Garcia, and he was cheating on her all the time. Then he got the nerve to blame me. He was telling my cousin Pop, he was telling my cousin Reem, he was telling my cousin Mike that it was my fault that every time he come home from me and him hanging out, soon as he come in the house, he arguing with Janelle, because look, Lancaster, Pennsylvania is like, it's like a Monopoly board. You know, when you get on Monopoly, you in that spot called Go. Once you go past Go, everybody know your damn business in Lancaster. Everybody. Like, for an example, like me and my brother could be at a sports bar and lounge. 9 times out of 10, somebody in Janelle's family might be at that sports bar and lounge, might be at that club we at, and as soon as they see us, they'll lie and say, "Hello, we ain't gonna tell. We ain't gonna tell on you." Really? Yeah. Right. Soon as we get home, I'm sitting on. He driving. I'm sitting like this with my head against the window. As soon as we get in the house, I know she gonna raise her voice. She gonna start arguing. She gonna start throwing dishes and fucking frying pans at this nigga. I already know it's going down. As soon as we go in the house, who you was hiring at Halo tonight? What you talking about? Then all of a sudden he'll think that it was me that got on my cell phone and called her before we got home. Oh, Halo was with this person. Halo was trying to get phone numbers from that chick. Nah, I never told on him ever. But he accused me because he got caught.
Wow.
And I told my sister Roma about this the other day. I said, if it wasn't for me to see a therapist, him.
Right. That part.
I would have. Yeah. But I told her the reason why I didn't do it, because I didn't want my mother crawling in her grave knowing that I ended her son's life.
Right. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be like Cain and Abel.
I didn't want to do that. And then I remember it was one time I went to the mosque. Every Friday for Juma Muslim prayer services, and there was a guest imam speaker there at our mosque. And he was talking about murder, killing somebody. He said, if you kill your best friend or you kill your brother or your sister, that's something that Allah won't forgive you for, that God won't forgive you for.
Right.
So that's why I didn't do it. Because I told my therapist, if I would have, you would have been coming to see me in prison.
That part.
I'll be sitting in jail, explaining to him behind a fucking window with a phone, behind a glass window with a phone, explaining it to him. My brother been calling me and all of that. I don't answer my phone because it's nothing for me to say to you. Right. You put me through 12. You put me through 12 years of abuse, accusing me of telling on you and told on you, because it's not my business. If you do that, go ahead. You want to cheat on it, go ahead. But you're going to regret that. I spoke to his son, Halo Jr. I spoke to Halo Jr. on the phone about 2 weeks ago. We had this conversation, and he told me My father does nothing for his kids. He said to this day, we all feel like it's okay. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he's like, speaking for me personally, I don't care if he don't do nothing for me because I've been doing for myself. My mother been taking care of me. All of my
Right. That
siblings, and
part.
he said, all of my siblings and their mothers been taking care of us. My mother personally been taking care of us. My father ain't did nothing for me.
That's bad.
I made I
That's
made
bad.
uncle. I made uncle. He's a deadbeat. And I can't be around nobody like that. And if he's probably watching this, I don't care how he feels. It's the truth. And if you
Right.
can't handle the truth, then I suggest he need to go see a therapist too to get his mental health in order. Because people that who feel they don't need mental health assistance needs it. And if you deny it, then you are a liar and you can't handle the truth. You are living your life within your untold truth. Your whole
Wow.
life is your whole life is a lie. If you can't admit as a man or a woman that you did somebody bad in your family, that you caused bodily harm to someone in your family, and if years go by and you didn't apologize to them, it's no use for me to be around you. You
Exactly.
did me
That
dirty.
part.
You my brother. You my sibling. I know the
Yeah.
code. I wasn't gonna tell on you because that's your business. You the one piking these girls down and getting them pregnant, not me. I wasn't out
That's
there
bad.
cheating and creeping and busting all up in them, getting them pregnant, and then leave your baby mothers to be both the mother and father for your child while you still out there making more babies by other different women.
Wow.
I'm the only one left in my family that doesn't have kids yet. And I'm pushing 50. Now, there's a brother that's a part of the Stones. He lives in Ohio. His name is Almighty Magic Mo. They call him the Wolf T.
Okay.
He's 27 years old. He has 2 kids. And I always accommodate him by telling him, yo, I like the way you take care of your kids. He showed me pictures and videos of them going out and hanging out, having fun. And I'm like, you're a good father and you continue to do that.
Right.
Don't let the streets tell you you can still be a father and still be in the streets. No, you can't. It's a
Not from a
no-win
long
situation.
shot.
It's you can't be in the streets and be a father at the same time because eventually the streets, you can love the streets, but at the end, the people in the streets that you running with ain't gonna love you. Because as soon as you
Mm.
start, as soon as you start, as soon as you start making money, as soon as you start changing your life around and you driving around in nice cars, you living in better homes, you moved out the hood, then once you move out the hood, everybody gonna think you and switched up on them. You don't, no, it's not called switching up, it's called changing my life for me,
Right.
not for you guys. I didn't buy this big home and these nice cars to give you guys.
Kinda cold.
I know, because I just
Uh-oh.
cause y'all because at the end
Mm.
of the day, because at the end of the day, I didn't buy all this nice stuff to share it with y'all. I did that to share it with my family, my wife, my kids, not you niggas. Are you
Right.
serious?
And
Because
and a lot of people fail to
look,
realize that.
in today's generation, this is how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
When you change your life around, they call it, oh, he switched up on us. Oh, she switched up on us. She changed on us.
Right. That
What you
part.
mean we? What you mean we? We who? Nigga, I bought that house for me. I bought them cars for me and my wife
That
and
part.
kids. share with them, not you, nigga. You don't see
They
Rick
don't
Ross
understand.
in that. You don't see rapper Rick Ross at his mansion, at the Promised Land mansion. You don't see him sharing those 100 cars with them niggas in the street.
Right.
He might give one of many of his cars to one of his kids, or he might, what he did for his son that I like, he bought him a Wingstop.
Mm-hmm.
So he can show him how to be successful, to be an entrepreneur, what it's like to have something.
Right. That
But at
part.
the end of the day, I can never forgive my brother for what he did to me. I know in the Quran and the Bible it says learn to forgive, but I can't do that. I had uncles when I was 6 and 7 years old. I told you this already. They put me in boiling, scorching hot water. I got third-degree burns from the waist down. I was 6 and 7 years old. I had to walk. It took me maybe 6 months to a year to learn how to walk again. At 6 and 7 years old, I had to go through therapy and all that, physical therapy and all that to learn how to walk again.
Wow. You've been
My
through some
uncles,
stuff.
my uncles to this day are still alive and breathing. But when my grandmother was in Albert Einstein Medical Center in the Bronx, her last words, she told everybody to leave the room because she was on a respirator to help keep her alive.
Right.
I was 19 or 20 years old at the time, I believe. I probably was older than that, I'm not sure. I probably was in my early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister Rashia Sadiq Williams, because she Muslim. She live in Jersey.
Okay.
And yeah, I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I have a brother and a sister from my mother, and I have a brother and sister from my dad.
Mm.
My sister Rashia is from my dad. She was there. My uncles Monty and Damon that abused me as a child was there. And I didn't even want to be around them or close to them. I was that close to them.
Mm.
And I was kind of leery about being in the same room with them 2 psychotic, sick bastards. So my Aunt Thorny, who is my grandma Vivian's best friend, took her out in the hallway and I explained to her outside my grandmother's room. I said, I don't know why they here. I said, you know why I don't like them. She said, I understand. She said, I understand. So my grandmother said, can I have a private situation with my grandson? No problem.
Right.
Everybody left the room.
Wow.
And what she told me before she died, I'm not going to be here that long. I said, I know. I can see this. You on a respirator that's pumping your heart. It's pumping your heart. I understand. She's like, do me a favor. Don't kill my kids. And I just looked at her while tears is falling down my face. She said, do me a favor. Don't kill my kids. She said, I know what they did to you was wrong. I know we argued about this a lot because she know how I felt when they did that to me.
Exactly.
But she said, Phil, please don't kill my kids. And I kept my promise. I got Monty, his cutthroat behind, the house that he lives in is a co-op. It's bought and paid for because my grandmother had it for over 25 years. So it was paid for. My name was on that lease since I was a kid. Monty went over to management over at Lafayette Gardens, because that's what they call it now, and took my name off the list, took my name off that lease and put his name on there. So now he's the sole owner of that co-op now. I could have that apartment. It was a 2-bedroom with a walk-in closet in both rooms. My grandmother's room was bigger, so her walk-in closet was a lot more bigger. I've been in that room. He's in that room now. In that extra room, I don't know what he uses it for, but that was some cutthroat shit. Excuse my language. That was cutthroat stuff that I do not understand, and I appreciate that he took me off that lease. Now, if I would have known he was trying to scheme on getting that apartment, I would have got that. If I would have known I got there, and that would be, or I could rent that house out, made me some cash.
That's deep.
And I can walk. I either can walk there, which would take me walking, it'll take me like 20 minutes. Or I can walk to Hunts Point, which is a few blocks from me, and I could take the number 5, the BX5 bus, and drop me off right there. I can go and get him, and I can go there and
cut it off.
No problem. But I made a promise to my grandmother. I made a promise to my grandmother not to kill her kids. I know where Damon live at. In the same house, in the projects in Frederick Douglass. To this day, he still got that apartment. His father, actually, their father died. Neil. Neil didn't like me because I was taking all the attention from my grandmother. That was the reason why, because their father was abusive to my grandmother. I witnessed a lot of him. He'd come home drunk from his favorite bar he be at, come home, beat on my grandmother, all that. I witnessed everything. And that was the reason why she took me and we moved to the Bronx. And that was what it was.
That's traumatizing as a little kid. Got to go through all that.
So now, if an individual threaten me or try to cause bodily harm towards me, I'm going to do my best to beat the living hell out of them. Because I'm going to catch flashbacks of being abused and all that. And I'm listening to that in my head. Then I'm looking at this guy live in the flesh threatening me. I'm going to just break loose and beat him down. Hands to feet. If I see a cinder block brick next to me, I'm smashing him with that. If I kill him, oh well. In self-defense, I'm going to beat that case because it was in self-defense. You bullying me. And since high school, I can't stand bullies. When bullies try to bully me in high school, I beat that ass. I told them.
And you know what? And a lot of kids these days are cyberbullied.
I tell them, here, man.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about no cyberbullies. You can bully me on the internet, but I don't kill myself, because a lot of these kids that was bullied on the internet, they killed themselves.
Yeah. Yeah,
they took their own life. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why the lady that used to work for Facebook, I know everybody's seen it. She was the whistleblower. She blew the roof off of Facebook. That's why Facebook has more restricted rules. The same owner, which is Mark Zuckerberg, that owns Facebook, he owns Instagram too.
Yeah.
And when you say something derogatory or out of your mouth,
right,
they'll put you what they call Facebook jail. That's funny as hell.
Instagram jail.
They put you in Instagram jail for 30 days. You can't comment. You can't post. You can see what people send you as far as notifications, but you can't make comments about it. because they restricted you. They restricted you. They got more restricted now.
Right.
Mark Zuckerberg and his team at Facebook and Instagram, now they restricting you from saying certain things. For an example, Donald Trump raised his ass. All that he was
And you
doing
see
on
what they
social
did to
media.
Kanye?
Look, they did Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. They canceled all Donald Trump's accounts from social media.
Yeah.
Permanently. They canceled all his accounts. He can't get on social media no more.
And you see what they did with Kanye West? They suspended his account.
Because he was, okay. But see, I don't blame Kanye because his daughter is not old enough to be on some TikTok.
Right.
Kim Kardashian feels that because she got money and she's a billionaire, I know that. But at the same time, you can't be putting no child that's 6 and 7 years old on social media.
No, he didn't want that exposure towards his children. And not only that, his son and his other 2 kids.
That he got with her. All his kids came from her.
Right.
All them kids that Kim Kardashian got, that's Kanye. That's all his children.
They look just exactly like him.
I believe she gave him 4 kids.
Yeah, one set of twins and the other one was a boy and a girl. The girl came first.
Exactly.
And then it was the little boy.
And then Kim Kardashian feels it's cute that the oldest child is, you putting the child on TikTok? And he was upset about that. He said, I don't want my child on TikTok and all that. Just because you are social media. Of course, everybody knows Kim Kardashian is a social media freak. She's been on social media. Her family has a reality TV show. She's been a socialite on social media her entire career.
Right.
And what made her famous was she was a little freak bitch. Excuse my language. She was a freak. Ray J.
We all know how that happened.
Ray J was the one that had sex with her on a sex tape. And he put it out there. He said, Kanye, you may have kids with her, but I hit it first, boy. He let Kanye know I hit it first. What's happening? Kanye didn't go crazy going at Ray J because at the time, Kanye wasn't even thinking about Kim at the time.
Right.
And then she picks guys who, like that Goofy that was a professional basketball player. He was dumb. Straight up. Goofy as hell. And then there's Pete Davidson, another Goofy. But this is what she like. She don't like no official dude like Kanye that speak his mind, and she want a man that she can control. And if she can't control him, she don't want to be with him.
Right.
Kanye trying so hard to get her back. Kanye trying so hard to get her back for what? Just be a father to your kid, bro. That's it. Forget about her. You know how many females gonna throw themselves at you? You know how many females gonna throw themselves at you for being Kanye? You know how many females gonna be like, I want to have your baby, Kanye? Forget her.
Wow.
Because when you met
the whole scenario and the situation.
When you met Kim Kardashian, when people first seen Kim Kardashian, she didn't have all them big old breasts and all that booty. She paid for that.
Right.
All these females talking about they want a real man to show them love and give them everything. But what you got to bring to the table, the poop, the pum pum, that's all you got? Can you
It's not
cook?
if they
Can
can't
you
sing.
clean? Can you cook? Can you clean? Can you take care of the household? Can you be a mother to my children that I want with you?
That part.
That's the question we need to ask. All these
Yeah.
females talking about, I want a real man. I want a real man to look out for me and take care of me. But if you look in the mirror, you got fake eyelashes, fake hair, fake hips, fake booty, all that lip, all that to make your lips big and all that, and you want a real man, but you looking like a plastic Barbie doll. You got
That
Nicki
part.
Minaj talking about. You got Nicki Minaj talking about. Everybody want to be like Barbie dolls because you paid to look like a Barbie doll. The first thing Nicki Minaj might say if she see this is, I paid for mine.
Right.
But if you ain't blessed with God gave you, if you ain't blessed with the natural breast God gave you, if you ain't blessed and thankful for the behind and the hips that God gave you, if you ain't satisfied with God gave you physically, then you're just a side piece for all these dudes that don't want nothing but one thing from you. That's oral sex and having sex with you.
And they
Most
don't realize that.
the majority of these females, like Black China and who else? Matter of fact,
We got
go
Mimi
you get a
Foster.
chance. Okay, say it again.
Mimi Foster.
Mimi Foster, Kim Kardashian, uh, Amber Rose, Cardi
Mm-hmm.
B. But Cardi B changed her life around. I give her flowers for changing her life around. Word up.
But she got smart with it
Cardi
though.
also,
Cardi B got
exactly,
smart with it.
exactly, exactly. And I commend her for changing her life around and getting her mental together. I'm glad she did that.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to YouTube and you type up 10 most notorious thoughts, THOTS, and when you look at that, when you look at them that interview, 10 most notorious thoughts, you're gonna be surprised who on there. Amber Rose is in there, Cardi B is in there, Kim Kardashian is in there, and then right next to their names while they talking during the interview, they will bring up on the screen how many men they dealt with.
Mm. Mm.
And they got the nerve
Mm.
to want men to respect them, but your reputation is
Wow.
messed up. Some people gonna love you, some people gonna still give you your respect, but they know your background. They know how many men you slept with because it's all there on social media. It's all
Wow.
there. This is
Wow.
why I'm still single because I refuse to get with a woman and then find out from different people, yo, I know about her.
Right.
She done slept with she done slept with blase blah and so and so and so. And eventually I will get tired of hearing all of that. And then I'm gonna have to sit down with this woman and talk to this woman and be like, yo, hey, why is this on social media about you? Why is
Mm.
this about you?
Right.
What I look like
Right.
walking around with you and people whispering under their breath, oh, that's that little slut bag that was with this guy a year or two ago or 3 years ago. I want to hear that.
Mm-mm.
I've
Not
been,
from
I've
a
been through
long
so
shot.
much. I've been through so much with dealing with family members that abused me. And I'm talking about my brother Halo and my uncles Monty and Damon to people bullying me. I had to go through a lot to be where I'm at today.
Mm.
If it wasn't for me seeking and getting my mental health together, a lot of people would be dead because of me. They the reason why
Mm.
they alive and they still breathing. But most importantly, it was the God and Lord that I serve in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that told me not to do that. The Quran, reading the
Right.
Quran that spoke on killing somebody or spoke on doing somebody bodily harm is what caused me to slow down to prevent from
Wow.
going to jail if I would have did that. If I would have killed my uncles Monty and Damon, if I would have took the life of my brother Halo, I would be sitting in prison for the rest of my life.
Right.
But I
Man.
changed my life around because I know my mother would be crawling in her grave, my grandmother would be crawling in her grave, my grandfather who passed away last
Right.
year in 2020. No, he passed away in 2020, not 2021. He passed away September 6, 2020. I know they'll be crawling in their graves if I killed one of their grandkids for them abusing me and treating me funny.
Right. That part. Wow.
I'm just glad I got my life together because if I didn't, a lot of people that did me dirty won't be here no more.
Sure
So they
won't.
need to thank Allah. They need to thank Allah for saving me from not taking their life. Because that's how I feel.
Exactly. Well,
But
Brother
I'm trying,
Shabazz,
I'm trying. Yes.
I want to say thank you. My time is up. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We're
Yes,
gonna
ma'am.
have to do this a part two because my phone, I
Yes,
had
yes,
technical
yes.
support. We're
Absolutely.
gonna do a part
Absolutely.
two with you. Are you
Absolutely.
available April the 10th?
Okay, I'm down for that.
Okay,
April
so
10th,
April
same time?
10th. Yes,
April 10th, April 10th, same time. Okay, I got you.
same time. Yes.
Say no more.
And I want to say
Say no more.
thank you so much. Where can the followers could follow you at one more time?
They can follow it. They can follow me on Facebook, Shabazz Wahliumar, Shabazz on Facebook, and on Instagram, Shabazz Wahliumar 31, ShabazzzWahliumar 31 on Instagram.
All righty. Well, thank you, brother Shabazz. I want to say I appreciate the time. I'm appreciating. I'm very honored that I have you on here, and it's like, wow. And prayers goes up to you that everything that God and Allah could give you, the strength that you have gotten right now. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, I will be giving you a call and let you know.
Part 2, April 10th. I already know.
Part two, April 10th, guys. All right.
Yes,
Salute,
ma'am.
shout out to everybody who popped on, brave little boys and girls. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for him. But, I'm going to unblock him, but I'm going to pray for you. That's all I
Thank
can
you,
do.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
All
thank you.
right. See you later. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night, baby.
Good night.
Good night.